good Sunday evening to you. 9 o'clock on this first weekend of June, wrapping up what was a sensational Sunday weather-wise, with abundant sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, but lower humidity, comfortably warm temperatures, a nice break from those summer muggies that we sweated to Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We are looking at a continued break tonight and tomorrow. Humidity stays low, the sky is clear, good sleeping weather tonight in the 50s, and then tomorrow, kind of a carbon copy of today, maybe a little bit less breezy, a lot of sunshine, comfortably warm, upper 70s to near 80. Type of weather, everyone has that ideal summer weather. I think today and tomorrow are mine. I know a lot of people like it hotter, more humid, more beach weather. I think right now is perfect. Hope you had a nice weekend. Kind of a wild first week of June weather-wise. We had 3 days of storms Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, along with some heat and humidity, but it's already broken. And while the heat humidity may come back a little bit with a few thunderstorms later this week, I see it breaking again by the end of the week. So what I don't see in our future are any big stretches of 90-degree weather or heat waves or oppressive heat humidity. So far, we've been lucky when it gets warm, we get a break. When it gets humid, we get a break. So, a couple Thursdays and Fridays ago, it got hot and humid. Then we had a break over the weekend into early this past week. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of this past week, it got hot and humid, or at least very warm and humid. And then now we have a break, and same thing. So when that break continues through tomorrow, Tuesday, the temperature starts to go up. Wednesday, the humidity goes up. By Thursday, we have a few showers and storms. But I think another break from the humidity and some comfier air comes in by next weekend. So far, not oppressive. Even though July and early August are the hottest months of the summer, we can have some pretty unbearable Junes, but so far this June has not been so. Also had a derecho this past week. We're going to talk about that. This is Tidal flooding talk. This is kind of our laid back, and I really am laid back. A little bit of a busier day today. I'm still recovering from a big deck power washing and sanding and staining, and of course just a very active 1-year-old. So Amanda and I are both, like any parents, kind of worn out by the end of the day. So this is a laid back, on the couch, legs are up, very little effort, Tidal flooding talk. Kenzie is to bed, so she will not be joining us tonight. We had her in the pool all weekend, which she loves, and she did have a great weekend. We'll get Kenzie back on soon because she's a popular guest. And speaking of Tidal flooding talk, of course, normally 7 p.m. Sunday evenings. I'm about 2 hours late tonight, so I apologize. And last Sunday I didn't go on just with the looting and demonstrations and everything. Just thought, number one, a lot of people were interested in that. Number two, there was just a lot going on. Just decided to not do a live stream. But we're hoping to bring Tidal flooding talk back perhaps as early as next week with social distancing and safe practices and masks and 6 feet between co-host Palma Cardi and myself and any guests that we have. So if we do bring it back, I believe Jim Eberwine and Joe Martucci, two great meteorologists, two of South Jersey's best, and two of our most popular guests, would probably kick us off with the season. So look for Tidal flooding talk to come back to a Facebook live stream near you in the very, very near future, perhaps as early as next week, if we can do so safely. That's what our executive director and Palm and I, we want to do it. We miss doing it every week, but we want to do it safely, as in anything these days. So if we can do so, be back very soon, and hopefully Jim and Joe have already agreed to come on. We just have to firm up their appearances, and you'll see things getting back to normal. Want to talk a little bit about the derecho. Horrible word, right? It brings back memories of 2012 to that super derecho of sorts. It started around Chicago and ended up in South Jersey and Delaware and D.C. and Maryland, Virginia. I mean, that was a long-lived derecho. the storm of a generation for a lot of us. 100-mile-an-hour winds estimated, and 9 days with no power, and just a crazy weather event. And of course, 4 months later, it was followed by Sandy in October. So you had derecho Sandy, 2012, worst weather year for really, because the derecho killed the mainland and the Sandy killed the shore. Thankfully, there wasn't much of an overlap. But what came through parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey on Wednesday was a derecho. And now there's a lot of people saying, wait a second, no, they weren't similar. I hardly got any damage from Wednesday's storms. Well, remember, derechos don't hit everywhere equally. And in 2012, Cumberland, Salem, Atlantic counties were the core of the destruction as far as New Jersey goes. With the derecho this past Wednesday, Ocean County had the 93-mile-an-hour winds on LBI. Ocean, Burlington County in New Jersey, Bucks and Montgomery and Berks County in Pennsylvania, 70 to 80 to 90-mile-an-hour winds. That was the core of that particular derecho. Now, derechos are something that in Pennsylvania and New Jersey happen once every 3 or 4 years. They're unique in that we don't have a derecho center. Like we have a National Hurricane Center. If a hurricane forms, we're not missing it. We name every hurricane that forms, all right? The National Hurricane Center is out there looking for hurricanes, naming hurricanes, forecasting hurricanes. Not every derecho gets labeled a derecho, right? It's a long line of thunderstorms that are on the ground for 250 miles, causing destruction for 250 miles. The derecho this past Wednesday started in Erie, PA, bisected Pennsylvania, went from Erie, cut across Pennsylvania to the Delaware Valley, and then worked its way through New Jersey, central and southern New Jersey, but the worst winds were north of the Mullica River. All right? So just because the derecho wasn't as bad as 2012, and thankfully it wasn't, it doesn't mean that it wasn't a derecho. So anyway, we did have one. We've had a couple in the 8 years since 2012, but again, they don't all get labeled. There's straight line winds from thunderstorms. Sometimes you just get called squall lines or straight line winds. But this was officially a derecho. June and July usually are peak times for severe weather in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. We had several rounds of it. We had a tornado warning in Philadelphia last Wednesday night after the derecho midday. So it was kind of a crazy week last week. Some places got like 4 thunderstorms. Other places got none. So thunderstorms are hit or miss. We are quiet. We are beautiful. We are comfy tonight. Open up the windows. Give the ACs a break. We are comfy, suntastic tomorrow. Even Tuesday, while warmer and a little bit more humid, also looks pretty good. And then starting Wednesday, I think you'll feel the warmth and humidity more. Thursday, a thunderstorm or two. But remember, I do think that next weekend we get a little bit cooler, maybe a little bit comfier. So I don't see any heat waves in our future. Traditionally, the hottest time of the summer is very late June through most of July and into very early August. June 20th through August 10th would normally be the hottest part of the year. So we'll see how this summer behaves. Obviously, it's been a strange year. With everything else that happened, why not throw a derecho on top of it, right? And officially, we had one in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, parts of Pennsylvania and New Jersey this past Wednesday. So again, Tidal Flooding Talk, we hope it comes back. We hope Kenzie comes back as a guest sometime soon. She's hopefully sleeping right now. She didn't have much of a nap today. And we hope Tidal Flooding Talk comes back as soon as next week. I will talk to Palma, who I see is watching. Hi, Palma. I'll be calling you hopefully this week to discuss logistics. And like I said, Jim Eberwine and Joe Martucci are lined up to be guests. And, if we could do it social distancing and safe, then perhaps as early as next week. So, we'll have a couple posts advertising it if we are back. And again, it's all brought to you by the New Jersey Coastal Coalition, just meant to increase awareness, save homeowners property from being damaged, save homeowners money on flood insurance, save lives, educate, raise awareness on flooding and storms and resiliency along the South Jersey shore. So that's where we are this evening, guys. A little after 9 o'clock now. The comfy air coming in, 70s today, 50s tonight. Should be nice and comfortable. You don't get these nights in as spring turns into summer. You know, July you get a lot of 60 and 70 something degree nights. So worst case scenario, you get an 80-degree night. So you enjoy these comfy nights while we have them, because they are in short supply the more into summer we get. Also have a tropical storm out there. We can quickly talk about that. You know, we are only 7 days officially into hurricane season, and we have our third tropical system of the year. Tropical storm Cristobal making landfall, Louisiana. It's more of a rainmaker than anything else. It started down in the southern. Actually, it started as Tropical Storm Amanda, my wife's namesake, over the Pacific. It was fairly weak in the Pacific. It moved into Central America. It came back out the other side in the Atlantic. It got a different name. So it's Cristobal. So we have had Arthur briefly off the East Coast. It brushed by the Outer Banks with some squally weather. We had Bertha come inland off the East Coast in the Carolinas. It was only a tropical storm for a very brief time. And now we've had Cristobal. It's the earliest sea storm in the Atlantic season on record. 7 days into the season, we're already on the sea storm. So you can imagine we're probably going to go through a lot of letters this year, and I think we will. I think it's going to be a busy season. I don't necessarily think that, you know, you can't guarantee a storm's going to make landfall or it's going to be a busy landfalling season. You know, if we have 20 storms and they stay out over the ocean, that's an active year, but not for land. You know, unless you're a boat, you don't know there's 20 storms out there. You know, if we have only 6 storms and 5 of them hit land, that's a bad year. So the number means something. How many storms that are out there, it means something, but where they go is more important as to how many there are. And we're pretty good at predicting if it's going to be a slow and active and a normal year. We're not good at predicting where they're going to go yet. So that's why we watch every single one closely. I think Dolly is the D storm this year. So Hello Dolly would be the next one, followed by Edouard. So we'll see. And of course, the peak of hurricane season is September. You know, usually August 15th to October 15th is the worst of the season for us. All right, so that's all I have for you on this laid-back social distancing version of TFT. Like I said, brought to you by a nonprofit New Jersey Coastal Coalition, who, you know, the heart and soul of the coalition been working hard during this quarantine time and still getting lots done, even though, you know, tidal flooding talk isn't coming to you as normal. But hopefully it will, perhaps as early as the next week or two. All right? I hope everyone is well. I'll tell Kenzie you guys were looking for her when she gets up, hopefully in the morning, and sleeps through the night, which she's pretty good at, knock on wood. And for Amanda and Reese and Rosie, who will all be hopefully laid back shortly as well on the couch, we'll see you next Sunday. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.